Welcome to level 99 Casino. Behold, the dealer's tarot. 22 games, 1 deck, infinite ways for players to win.
Confident are we? I shall find a game that turns the tables.
You can't flip the tables here. You'll have to deal with security for that.
That's not what I... whatever. Ooh, disappearing act. I shall make your clearly rigged deck vanish.
Bravo! Truly magical. What else have you got? Fine, you shall pick a game and I shall win the game.
Bold words.
The house always wins.
Hi, it's Tarrant.
And Stella, and welcome to Meeple University.
Today we're going to show you the Dealer's Tarot and teach you how to play 3 of its 22 games: Tango, The Lion's Share, and Disappearing Act.
And entertain you with some sketches along the way, hopefully.
The game is designed by D. Brad Tolton Jr. and published by Level 99 Games.
And hey, remember to like, subscribe, and comments. You know what to do. For now, let's get to the classroom.
Although many people popularly associate tarot cards with divination and the occult, a 78-card tarot deck is simply one of many different types of standard decks of cards in the world. And they can be used to play a wide range of games of chance and skill, no different to the standard 52-card French suited pack. The Dealer's Tarot is a compendium of 22 modern design card games which use the tarot deck. It contains a wide range of different game styles and player counts, ranging from solitaire through 2-player up to large multiplayer games, while the rulebook gives you some guidance on the length and complexity of each game. Designed to suit a range of game styles and preferences, each of the games includes a standard set of rules, as well as several variants to change the player count or the style of play. To give you a flavour of the release, we're going to take you through the detailed rules for 3 of the 22 games in this video. The 2-player game, Tango, the 3 to 5-player game, The Lion's Share, and the solitaire game, Disappearing Act, taking you through both the standard rules and variants for each. So before we look at those games, let's get acquainted with the tarot deck. Of the 78 cards, 56 are known as suited cards, and they're broken into 4 suits: coins, wands, cups, and swords. And these are the standard suits you'll find on many Southern European 52 card decks as well. Each suit has 14 cards, numbered 1 through 14. Number 1, also known as the ace, through to number 10 are called the rank cards. 11 through 14 are the court cards, also known as pawn, knight, queen, and king. The cards always rank in number order, and unlike some games with the 52 card deck, ace is never high. The other 22 cards are numbered from 0 to 21. These are called arcanas, and each has its own individual character or theme, generally representing a person's growth. By its purest definition, the arcana is not considered a suit, and these cards are not among the suited cards. But some games will treat arcanas as if they are a 5th suit. Despite behaving differently, arcanas of a given number are considered equal rank to their suited equivalents. And by consequence, this means there are 8 cards which have no matching pairs within the suits. Do note that some traditionalist views of the tarot deck do not count the Fool as an arcana, treating it as a card of its own, but for the purposes of the Dealer's Tarot, the Fool is one among the arcanas. Throughout the Dealer's Tarot, each one of the 22 arcanas thematically corresponds to one of the games. The first game is Tango, the game of the lovers. In this designed 2-player game, players will take turns playing cards into a shared tableau, trying to make matching sets, consecutive runs, or sums of 31 to score points. To set up, simply shuffle the deck, deal each player 6 cards, and choose a first player. You'll now go back and forward taking turns, and on your turn you must choose 1 card from your hand, and play it face up into the shared tableau. Score any points this triggers and then redraw to 6. The first card played will never score. How you score is by creating sets of the same number or consecutive runs in the tableau. Here, for example, if I played this 4, there is no matching set and no consecutive run, so I would score no points. However, if this player were to play, for example, this 7 of coins, a new consecutive run has been formed, 8-7. The player scores points according to the size of the set or run. And these tables, so here a run of 2 cards, a score of 1 point, which you note on a score pad. Only a new extension to a run will score. Playing this 7 scores the player 3 points as a pair of 7s, but does not create an 8-7 run, because that run already existed. If you extend a run already in the shared tableau, then you score it in full. This play creates a 3-card 7-8-9 run, and thereby scores 2 points. The card's suit, whether suited or arcana, never matters in Tango. Only the card's number applies. The shared tableau remains in play only as long as the sum of its numbers is less than 31. As soon as a card play results in the tableau meeting or exceeding 31, after scoring the sets or runs as normal, in this case 1 point for the 4-3 run, you'll resolve and discard the tableau. If your card made 31, that is, the sum is now exactly 31, the player who made 31 scores 5 points. However, if the card you play breaks 31, here for example the sum is now 34, then after you score for sets and runs, your opponent scores 5 points. Either way, discard the shared tableau, redraw, and your opponent starts the next shared tableau. Continue playing until either player has reached at least 40 points. Continue until the next time someone makes or breaks 31, and the player with the higher score wins. Variants to Tango include Fandango. Play under the same rules, except that if you break 31, in addition to redrawing, you add an extra card to your hand. Your opponent may have gained the points, but you have more flexibility for the rest of the game. There's the 2-step. You play with 7-card hands, and each turn must play 1 card into each tableau, scoring and evaluating each of them for making or breaking 31 separately, before redrawing both. Both of your tableau scores still combine into your single score, with the aim being to reach 40. There's the Promenade, a cooperative 2-player variant. You'll always play through the entire 78-card deck until the deck but not your hands are empty, following the standard rules and trying to score points as evenly as possible. The team's final score is the difference between your 2 scores, and the aim is to get a score of 0. The Square Dance is a 4-player partnership mode where you form a team with the player opposite, and the first team to reach a combined 50 points is the winner. Table talk is not allowed, and anytime 31 is made or broken, after discarding, all teammates get to swap 1 card between each other's hands, both the active and inactive teams. Flamenco is the solitaire variant. You play as normal, but you draw a random card from the deck to represent your opponent. Score only for the cards you yourself play, and play through the entire deck. A score of at least 120 is a win. Finally, there's the Lover's Power. For every game in the Dealer's Tarot, there is an optional rule that you can add to play if you play the game's thematically linked arcana. In Tango, after playing the Lovers and finishing the turn, the 2 players swap hands with each other. And there's a variation on this optional rule for each of Tango's other variants.
Tango, let's dance! A game of passion, elegance, and sabotage.
I lead. Look at these steps.
And I follow. Harder to do, so more score for me.
Hey, you stole my points mid-dance. That's a foul.
No foul, just perfect footwork.
Well, fine. A new move then.
You're breaking the limit. You lose.
Oh no, I forgot about the limit. Betrayal on the dance floor.
Betrayed by your own rules explanation, Tarrant.
The Lion's Share is a tactical card shedding and push your luck game for 3 to 5 players, where players will try to empty their hands by playing cards which match the arcana, and then choose to exit the round when they think they've banked enough points, or stay on for the risk or reward of being the last one left in play. A call which could lead to riches or rags. To set up, shuffle and reveal until you get an arcana. That arcana begins in the centre of the table with everything else shuffled back. Deal each player a hand of 15 cards. You can set the rest aside. Choose a first player and begin taking turns clockwise around the table. On your turn, you take one of 3 options: stand, change, or retire. The first option is stand, and this is how you shed cards from your hand. You'll take a single valid combination of cards from hand and play them into your personal tableau. The rank of your combination played must match the rank of the central arcana, and you can do this by playing a single suited card of the same rank, or you could play a combination of suited cards whose sum matches the same rank, here for example 7 and 2 to make 9, or you can place a combination of face-up and face-down cards. The face-up cards must be suited, and the face-down cards can be any type of cards, suited or arcanas. You treat each face-down card as having a rank of exactly 1, so in this case it's 6 face-up and 3 face-down to make the 9. Whatever you do, the combination must add up to the central arcana, and you can never play an arcana card face-up during the stand action. This here could not be a valid stand. Your second option is change. Play an arcana from your hand face up into the central pile. This is now the target value for future turns. Your last option is retire. If you can't or don't wish to take one of the other 2 actions, you must retire. But you can choose to retire on any turn if you wish. Count up your current number of face-up cards that you've played. Here, for example, it's 8, and score that many points. Face-down cards you've played score nothing. You can set your hand aside. You'll take no further turns this round. Once all but one player has retired, the round is over. Whoever remains is called the last in player, and they do not score points in the usual way. Instead, their score will match the rank on the finishing top arcana. Being last in could range between very lucrative and very weak. Then, if no one has reached a total score of 21, shuffle up all the cards and reset as in setup, with the last round's last in taking the first turn next round. Whoever has the most points after the round when someone reaches 21 will be the winner. There are 3 small variants to the rules of the Lion's Share. You can play with the on the brink variant, where you are not allowed to take the retire action unless you have no legal stand or change action. There's the show of bravery. After the cards are dealt, players can bet that they will be the last in for the round. If they are, they'll score double the central arcana, so here 36. But if they do end up retiring, then they score 0 for the round. Finally, the Lion's Share's thematic card is Strength, and if you use its special ability, then you can play it from hand, face up and alone for any stand action, treating it as a wild rank which matches any number. It, like the suited cards, will score a point if you retire. Okay, remember, this is the Lion's Share, Everyone fights to stay in, but the last one standing takes it all.
I am the lion, which means naturally I win by waiting.
Well, I am the gladiator. I slay the lion.
And I am the lion tamer. Yeah!
Sit down.
Okay.
And now here I'm the one that changes the target number to give you all a nice new wide perspective.
By narrowing my options? That's not in the spirit of sharing.
Finally, for this video, we have Disappearing Act, and this is a solitaire game. Shuffle the deck and deal 7 cards face up into separate piles. To play the game one at a time, you'll reveal a card from the top of the deck and then choose a pile to place it into. You can square the cards or splay them based on your preference, but at any time it's the top cards which matter. Your aim is to discard as many cards from your tableau as possible before the deck runs out. And you do this by making valid 5, 6 or 7 card combinations out of your top 7 cards. Each time you make such a combination, you may discard those cards to a discard pile. Valid 5 card combinations are a straight, which is 5 consecutively numbered cards, a flush, any 5 cards of the same suit, including arcanas, a pente, any 5 cards of the same rank, and a blaze, any 5 suited court cards. Valid 6 card combinations are any pairing of trios, which are 3 cards of the same rank, and runs, which are 3 consecutively ranked cards. So for example, these 6 cards, 2 trios, or these 6 cards, a trio and a run, would make a valid combination if they were on tops of their piles. Valid 7 card combinations are any pairing of a trio or run with a quad, which is 4 cards of matching rank, or a bobtail, which is 4 cards of consecutive rank. These pairings, or these pairings if the 3 card sides were swapped, are both valid 7 card combinations. Anytime you make a valid 5, 6 or 7 card combination, first separate those cards to make sure you've evaluated the hand correctly. Here it's a trio and a run, so I know I'm good. And discard those cards. If this reveals another valid combination, here I've just revealed a blaze, you can immediately remove that as well. Keep going until the whole draw deck is empty. Count up the cards in your discard pile to determine your final score, and anything more than half the deck is considered a victory. Try to discard every single card for ultimate success. You can also try out some variant rules. The thematic arcana is the Magician, and if you use its optional power, then at any time when the Magician is on top, you can treat all 7 cards currently on the tops of their decks as a single wild hand. Discard them all and continue. With the Balancing Act, you're not allowed to have more than 5 cards on any single pile, preventing you from just making one throwaway pile that you fill up until you get the 6 card hand you want. To play the Double Act, each turn draw 2 cards and place them both adjacent to each other before you can start removing any cards. Similarly with the Juggling Act, draw 3 cards at a time and place them on whichever different piles you want, again before you can start removing cards. The Escape Act plays the game in reverse. Instead of drawing cards to the table, the cards begin on the table and you draw them one at a time from the tops of decks into your hand. And you'll discard each valid combination as you form it. Your hand limit is 7 and the game ends once you're forced to draw above. Finally, in the Wizard's Duel, 2 players play the game from a single deck in real time, and when the game is over, players score 1 point for each card in discard and lose 1 point for each card in tableau. Higher score wins. With 2 combined decks, you can even play Wizard's Duel at 3 or 4 players.
Ladies and gentlemen, behold the magician!
What did you use for the smoke?
Smoke bomb?
Dry ice. Always dry ice.
Alright. The show must go on.
Rightio. Here we have an ordinary deck of tarot cards. Everyone observes it. Now, 5 cards are gone.
Wow, that's 5 out of 78 cards. We'll be here till Saturday.
Fine. Ready? Now, they're all gone.
Wow, sure, including the 1 card you actually needed to keep to win.
You're supposed to be my assistant. Why aren't you helping me?
The real trick, Tarrant, is not making your strategy disappear.
Well, if you like that last trick, then like, subscribe and comments. You know what to do. Or maybe I won't make you disappear.